The MOL Comfort, a true giant of the modern seas. Imagine a vessel stretching over 300 meters long, wider than many city streets, built to carry the world's goods across vast oceans. She was a marvel of engineering, a testament to human ingenuity, designed to conquer the waves, or so it was thought. Her purpose was clear: to transport thousands of metal boxes, containers packed with items for lives and industries far away. Her latest journey commenced from the bustling port of Singapore, a hub of global trade. She slipped her moorings, pointing her bow towards Jeddah in Saudi Arabia. This was a well-trodden path, a vital artery in the complex network of maritime routes. Many ships ply these waters, carrying fuel, food, and countless manufactured goods. The MOL Comfort was but one, yet she was significant. Her journey was expected to be routine, uneventful. On board, a staggering 4,500 containers were securely lashed. The initial days of the voyage unfolded as planned. The sea was kind, the skies were clear, the great ship made steady progress. The MOL Comfort steamed onwards, leaving the calmer waters of Southeast Asia behind. The journey had been smooth so far, with the ship gliding effortlessly through the serene waters. She entered the vast expanse of the Indian Ocean, a realm known for its unpredictable nature. This is a truly immense body of water, stretching for thousands of kilometers. Its vastness is both awe-inspiring and intimidating, an ocean of incredible beauty and formidable power. It holds secrets and stories of countless voyages. It can be a gentle giant, its surface like polished glass. Mariners often marvel at its calm demeanor, but it can also transform into a raging beast, with waves that tower like mountains. Its moods are legendary among seafarers, a realm where nature reigns supreme. The ocean's temperament can change in the blink of an eye. As the days passed, the weather began to turn. Subtle signs at first, almost imperceptible to the untrained eye. A change in the wind's direction, a darkening of the horizon. Then, more ominous portents. The crew knew what was coming. Great banks of bruised clouds rolled in, casting shadows over the once bright sea. The wind picked up, whistling through the ship's superstructure. It was a haunting sound, a prelude to the storm. The sea, once placid, started to swell. Waves began to rise, their crests foaming. Long, powerful waves marched across its surface, each one more formidable than the last. Nature was stirring, its immense power slowly awakening. The ocean was coming to life in a dramatic fashion. The ship was heading directly into its path, an unavoidable encounter. The crew braced themselves for the inevitable. The colossal container ship, the MOL Comfort, met the burgeoning storm head-on. It was a battle of titanic proportions. She began to pitch and roll, her bow rising to meet the oncoming waves, then crashing down into the troughs, sending plumes of white spray high into the air. The ship groaned under the strain. The storm was testing her, pushing against her steel hull. It was a true test of endurance and engineering. Deep within the heart of the tempest, where the waves roared and the winds howled, the MOL Comfort endured relentless, unimaginable stresses. The ship was a marvel of engineering, but even marvels have their limits. The ocean did not relent. It was as if the sea itself was testing the ship's resolve. It twisted and pummeled the long hull, each wave a hammer blow. Imagine the forces at play. The sheer power of nature against human ingenuity. Thousands of tons of water smashing against the ship's sides, each impact a test of endurance, the vessel flexing, bending, resisting. It was a battle of titanic proportions, but there is a limit to what even the strongest steel can withstand, a limit that was being tested to its breaking point, a limit that was fast approaching. The ship was in a desperate fight for its life. Then, it happened, a sound that chills the blood of any mariner, a sound that signifies catastrophe, not the howl of the wind, nor the crash of the waves, but something from within the ship itself. A sudden horrific, ear-splitting noise, the shriek of metal tearing apart, a deep resonant groan, as if the very soul of the ship was crying out in agony. The MOL Comfort had suffered a catastrophic structural failure. Amidst the violent seas, a massive crack had appeared, ripping through her hull. Reports indicate it was near the midsection. The very backbone of the ship compromised. The integrity of the vessel was fatally breached. The ship, once a symbol of human achievement, was now at the mercy of the relentless ocean. The MOL Comfort had suffered a catastrophic structural failure. Amidst the violent seas, a massive crack had appeared, ripping through her hull. Reports indicate it was near the midsection. The very backbone of the ship compromised. The integrity of the vessel was fatally breached. With the hull breached, the cold, dark water of the Indian Ocean began its assault. It poured into the ship, not as a trickle but as a torrent, flooding compartments, adding immense weight. The pumps, designed for minor leaks, were overwhelmed. The ship was taking on water at an alarming rate. Each wave that crashed over her seemed to force more water inside. The battle was already shifting in favor of the relentless sea. The terrible crack in the Comfort's hull began to widen. The steel plates, once so strong, buckled and tore further. The ship groaned and shuddered continuously under the immense strain. The vessel was no longer a single cohesive structure. It was behaving like a broken stick. The two halves on either side of the fracture started to move independently, flexing, sagging. A truly horrifying spectacle for those on board. Section 5, Abandoned Ship, a leap into the unknown. The captain, bearing the immense weight of responsibility, made the most difficult decision of his career. The order was given: abandon ship. There was no other recourse. The MOL Comfort was irrevocably doomed. Her two halves were parting. To stay aboard would mean certain death. The lives of the crew, the 26 souls on board, they were now the only priority. Their training for such an emergency was about to be tested, in the most extreme conditions imaginable. The crew, a mix of Russian and Filipino nationals, scrambled to their emergency stations. They knew the drills, but drills are pale imitations of the real terrifying event. The deck of the ship was heaving violently. The wind screamed. Section 6. Adrift on a vast uncaring canvas. Now adrift. The crew members were in their small life rafts and lifeboat. They were tossed about like toys by the enormous waves. The storm continued its relentless fury. They were tiny specks of humanity, lost in the vast, gray, unforgiving expanse of the Indian Ocean. The sheer scale of their isolation must have been overwhelming. The ocean stretched to every horizon, an immense, uncaring canvas of water and sky, offering no comfort. Fear was their unwelcome companion, a constant presence. They were cold, soaked to the bone by seawater and rain, and deeply uncertain about their future. Would help ever find them in this maelstrom? They huddled together for warmth, for reassurance, sharing what little they had. Section 7. Hope on the Horizon, the Indian Coast Guard. Their desperate calls for help did not go unanswered. Somewhere through the static and the roar of the storm, their distress signals were received. A beacon of hope ignited in the vastness of the ocean. The Indian Coast Guard, alerted to the emergency, responded with urgency and professionalism. A complex rescue mission was immediately launched. Aircraft were prepared. Ships were diverted. Their goal: to find and save the 26 crew members of the MOL Comfort. The search was a daunting task. The area was vast. The weather conditions remained extremely challenging. Visibility was poor. The seas were mountainous. Finding small life rafts in such an environment is like searching for a needle in a haystack. But the rescuers pressed on, using their expertise, their technology. Section 8. The Comfort's final descent and oily tears. While the crew experienced the profound relief of rescue, the agony of the MOL Comfort continued. The two severed sections of the great ship, now ghost-like remnants, drifted aimlessly in the turbulent waters. They were heavily damaged, low in the water, taking on more and more of the Indian Ocean, their buoyancy slowly, inexorably diminishing. Their fate was sealed. It was only a matter of time before the sea claimed them completely. Eventually, the inevitable moment arrived. The stern section, the rear part of the ship, succumbed first. It tilted. Its remaining structures slipped beneath the churning waves. Section 9. Echoes from the Abyss, a Perilous World. The sinking of the MOL Comfort, so recently on June 2, 2025, serves as a stark and sobering reminder. A reminder of the immense, untamable power of the world's oceans. These vast bodies of water, which cover more than 70% of our planet, hold mysteries and dangers that we are still striving to understand, and of the inherent risks involved in maritime travel. Risks that have been present since the first humans ventured onto the seas, even for the largest, most modern ships, designed with cutting-edge technology, built with high-strength steel. These marvels of engineering are not invincible. Nature, in its fury, can still find a way to overcome human creations. The relentless force of a storm can test the limits of any vessel. This incident underscores that truth dramatically. It is a vivid illustration of the ocean's might. Investigations will undoubtedly follow this catastrophic event. Teams of experts will be assembled to uncover the causes. Experts will scrutinize every detail, from the ship's construction to the weather conditions at the time of the disaster. Why did the MOL Comfort crack in half? What were the underlying factors? Was it a flaw in her design, a critical oversight in the engineering process, an unforeseen consequence of her size? The sheer scale of modern ships can sometimes introduce unexpected challenges. Was the extreme weather the sole culprit? The ocean's wrath can be unpredictable and devastating. Or was it a combination of factors? Often disasters result from a complex interplay of elements. These questions must be answered, not to assign blame, but to understand and prevent future tragedies, but to learn crucial lessons that can inform better practices and safer designs, to enhance the safety of future vessels, ensuring that they can withstand the challenges posed by nature and the lives of those who sail upon them, the brave men and women who navigate these perilous waters. The environmental impact of this sinking will also linger. The consequences of such disasters extend beyond human loss. The oil spill, though its full extent is yet unknown, represents a toxic legacy, a blight on the ocean's health, polluting the waters of the Indian Ocean. This contamination can have far-reaching effects. It can affect delicate marine ecosystems for years to come. The balance of life beneath the waves is fragile and must be protected.